What is going on, guys? How's it going? Sunday night smoke signals, our first smoke signal talking session. We're gonna cover the camp. Oops, here we go. The Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. I have the 36-inch. There is a 24-inch as well. Tonight I'm smoking a pork, but I actually started maybe around 132. It's about a 12-pound, 13-pounder. I actually lowered the temperature about an hour ago to 200 just so it wouldn't cook as quick, and it was right when I was hitting the stall. So I think we're at the stall about right now. We're at 155, and yeah. So we're going to talk about the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. We'll take any questions. I'll be looking at the comments in the chat, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll start off by answering some of the questions that I commonly see in the videos that I have produced on the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. But let me see real quick who's in the chat. Let's see here. Tim, what's going on? Tim, the Moose. Edward, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. I think I still have the other links popping up from the last live. So, yeah. Sebi, what's going on? How you guys doing? Yeah, so getting back to what we're talking about tonight, it's the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. I've owned it for 3 years already. I can't believe it. Is it 3 years? 22? Yeah, 3 years. 3 years. What's going on, Hojo? Yeah, so tonight we're talking about the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. I've owned it for 3 years. I'm going to just cover a few issues that I've had with it and some of the pros and cons. And if you saw my last video on the, what was it? The A-Smoke Essential Grill, I kind of gave you the things I liked about it and the things I didn't like about it. So I figured along the same lines, I'd go through each one of my grills and smokers and just do a Q&A on Sunday night. And I said, well, why not call it Smoke Signals? Sunday Smoke Signals. So that's what we're doing tonight. This is my first one, my first attempt at it. So before we get into some of the pros and cons that I like about the Woodwind Pro, let me tell you a little bit about the grill. This is a unique pellet smoker because although it does run on pellets and whatnot, I want to say it runs about 22 pounds. I'm not too sure on that. It does have smart app integration, Wi-Fi. Honestly, I was never able to get it working. And if you look at the comments, I think from people that own the grill, the app never worked for them either. So it's something that I guess Camp Chef has given up on, or I don't know. I really don't know. I bought this smoker on my own way when I started the channel. I really enjoyed making videos of it, but as the channel grows, I've used it less and less frequent. But this one got me started in the world of pellet smoking. I wouldn't say I was an anti pellet smoker guy, but I would say that I waited a lot longer than uh, than other people, right? And some people are still waiting, right, about getting a pellet smoker. But what this one makes, what's unique about this one is that it uses a smoke box right there, and you can actually put wood chips or wood chunks in there, and I'll demonstrate that in just a bit. So that's the reason why this was my first choice on a pellet smoker, because you can actually use pellets and wood chunks. Okay, so Edwards is asking, how well does the smoke chamber work? Um, Actually, that's one of the things I was going to cover, but I kind of give you a short answer to that. The way I like using the smoke box chamber, uh, and you guys that have smoked a lot of briskets and pork butt, when you're using an offset or a charcoal grill or a Weber grill, you can kind of tell when after you smoke quite a few pork butts and briskets, the first 2 hours or 3 hours, it gets an orange tan. I'm sorry, like a yellow or orange tan around the fat. If you see that in the first 2 hours, 3 hours, you know you're going to get a really good bark. So what I try to do with this on the smoke box is I feed it every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, I'm feeding it. I do small pieces of wood like that on the bottom. Then I'll put a big chunk. And the reason for that is it ignites the smaller wood on the bottom and it catches the bigger wood on top. So I'll do for the first 2 hours, I'm hitting it hard. And I get that little hint of yellow on it, and that's when I know, man, it's gonna have a really good bark. So this was 3 hours in, and look at the oops, about 3.5 hours in. Look at the bark on that. So that's when you know you're gonna have a really good bark. That's a pork butt that I'm doing right now. We're actually doing it right now. So does the smoke chamber work good? Yes, it does. But it also depends on the monito using it. It depends on the person using it. If you know how to use, kind of demonstrated, you get the wood to burn a lot quicker if you do the smaller pieces of wood on bottom with the wood chunk on top. If you put just a big wood chunk on top, it's going to take a while to smoke, and you're losing time within those 2 or 3 first 2 hours. So that's what I like doing. But I'll get more into that as we as I explain a little bit more about the grill. Um, so, like I said, what's unique about this smoker is the smoke box. Now, I know that there's an aftermarket. Um, what do they call it? Like a deflector that they sell around the burn pot, and that deflector has like two little squares on the side where you can put wood, and it's made for just about any pellet smoker, Pit Boss or a Traeger. The name doesn't come to mind right now, but but the only problem with that is that, you know, once you put that deflector in there, those first two wood chunks that you put in there, or whatever, once that wood's gone, it's gone. You can't reload it. You have to take the whole grill off and whatnot. So this is a plus. This slides off, and this is the wood box. You can see the wood's burning there. I'll throw some small wood chunks right there, and then I'll throw a bigger wood chunk right there, and then it slides back in. This right here, it's like a little cylinder, that circle. Once I turn it over, it's like a little butterfly. It goes this way, and the burn pot starts releasing fire into the wood there. So once you see that smoking on top, you can close that to slow down the burning of the wood, and you'll see that in just a bit. So that's really cool about the Camp Chef. That's the reason why I bought it. I think it goes as low as 180 degrees, maybe 170, and as high as 150. I'm sorry, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Another real cool feature about this is you can actually do a true coal smoke on this grill. And so what you would do is you'd just use the interface there to do a fan, and it's just doing a fan. Then you ignite your wood chunks or your charcoal in here, put your sausage or whatever you want on top, and allow that to smoke. The fan will keep it lit and at a very low temperature. The pellets won't feed at all. It's just the fan keeping that wood ignited. So that's really cool about the Camp Chef. You can do a true coal smoke on there. Let me see who else is in the chat. Natty Daddy, what's going on? Oh yeah, Natty Daddy in the house. Does work on all temps, or is it like a electric smoker where it had to be heat past 200 to start smoking? Yeah, I've never tried trying to burn wood as low as 180, 170. I've never done that. Usually it's around the 200 degree range or more. So if you're going to coal smoke, you'd probably be best to turn on, have a little fire going off to the side, turn on some wood chunks, and then feed it in there, and then the fan will keep it lit. But I've never done wood chunks that low. I would say that I also use wood chips on the bottom first, and then wood chunks on top, and that works really good. That would probably work for lower temperatures because the wood chips are very thin. But yeah, like I said, I haven't tried it in that low of a temp. Mike Zing, hey all, got here late. I got the Woodwind Pro 36. The smoke box works great. Definitely makes a difference as far as smoke flavor goes. Definitely, yeah. So there, Mike is there to tell you guys. So we'll see a little bit of smoke coming off here. I'll move the butterfly close, and then that will extend the wood burning. And about, I would say, every 30, 45 minutes, I'll feed it another wood chunk. And once you got a little bit of embers there, you don't have to do the wood chips or the smaller pieces of wood anymore. The wood chunks will ignite with what's burning in there. So yeah, that's what makes it unique. So one thing that really sucks about this smoker, like I said, is the app integration. It's zero. I've never been able to connect to the internet. I've never been able to update the firmware, but honestly, it doesn't need it. I mean, it's ran great ever since I've had it. I got it brand new when it first came out. It has night mode on the LCD screen, and also has day mode. So night mode, it gets like a darker background. One thing that's also really cool is it has this pot that catches the ash right underneath the burn pot. Real easy to clean. Pellet dump. What else? Since it doesn't really sear, you can buy a sidekick for it. This one is the sear box. Not doesn't come with the Woodwind Pro, but it's an addition that you can add to it. The sear box, sear griddle, and the sidekick. This one, I used it for maybe about a year and a half. Sear is great, but I think the pores of the cylinder of the gas cylinder got clogged up. I gotta clean it up because I can't get it to ignite anymore. But I'll do that in time. Another thing I'd like to point out is the legs of the Woodwind Pro. You see a lot of pellet grills and they have these little flimsy legs, sort of like those guys that go just do all upper body and nothing about the legs. This thing, it's built like a tank, man. The legs are very, very, very sturdy. I kind of wish it did have bigger casters, but still I can get it around. But yeah, it would be really cool if it had just a little bit bigger casters. I think they're like 2.5 inches, the casters, maybe 3 inches. But other than that, I don't have any gripes about the build. It's really good. I've had it for 3 years plus. A little bit of rust around the edges right here, where it has the black protective cover. A bit of that is peeled off. What else? Other than that, it's held up really, really well, man. You're starting to see a little bit of smoke coming off the side there in the back, but we'll do a check on the pork butt in just a bit, man. Anybody else have questions on it? I do have a few other things that I'm gonna actually cover. One cool thing about the interface is it does have this area where you can do the smoke settings from 1 to 10. So I believe you can do that up to 350 degrees. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Mike. What's the smoke setting from 1 to 10? It allows you to do it up to 350 degrees, correct? I want to say once you get to 350 degrees, it doesn't let you mess with the smoke settings. So the higher the smoke setting, the more it fluctuates. But even at 10, I've seen that it doesn't fluctuate more than 5 degrees. It's really, really good on holding stable temps. When you, of course, when you do open it, it does lose a lot of heat, right? So that's to be expected, right? But really good product. I did a lot of videos using this grill. I was hoping maybe Camp Chef would notice, but they didn't. I was too small of a channel and probably still am, right? But really good grill or smoker. I've had a lot of fun with it. I have other pellet grills, but this one, it handles more of the bigger jobs because, it's 36 inches, 3 feet. Really, really, really good grill. Yeah. So what else was I going to cover? Like I said, how often do you refill this smoke box? Every 30. If you really want to build a bark early on, I would say every 30 minutes, 35 minutes. But if you want to just get by 45 minutes to every 60 minutes, there's first a little bit of white smoke as it starts to ignite the wood, and then the smoke clears up as the wood ignites and it starts to burn a little bit cleaner. But there's no taste of dirty smoke in the meats that I've cooked. It's done very well. I did cover the smaller pieces of wood you put on the bottom of the smoke box to light the bigger pieces of wood. Didn't mention the app is crap. Yeah, 3 years that I've used it. I've done brisket. I've done numerous pork butts, numerous briskets. I've done 3 briskets at one time on top. What else? So on this, I'm gonna open it up. So on this, I usually do, so you can see the smoke there. So I usually do most of my cooks up on top. It does have double rack only because if you leave it on the bottom, sometimes the bottom side gets crispy. And so I do put a water pan to kind of deflect some of that heat, and you can see the pork. But let me put my gloves on so you guys, I'll get you guys a closer view of the. There's the pork butt. And it does have 4 probes. So we're at 160 right now. If you guys don't have one of these big orange smokers, get yourself one. Look at this. Really cool. It sprays. It's pressure assisted, you know, and then you can release the pressure up here, the little tab right here. But you just press this trigger down here and it releases a real fine mist. Beautiful. I'm using apple cider vinegar with water right now. Man, that smells great. I'm using applewood chunks right now because it's pork, but I've used post oak, I've used pecan wood, I've used cherry. It depends what kind of protein you're cooking, I guess, right? But for pork, I like using apple wood and hickory. Anybody have questions on the Camp Chef? So Mike's saying I tend to use it at smoke level 10 on all my smokes. The same here. Never disappointed. Very true. Okay, guys, got to go set up for the live. Okay, Tim's having a live. Well, I'll see you there in a bit. I use the wood chunks at 160 degrees. Okay, so it goes as low as 160. I just start the smoke box on startup. I get you. That's the way you ignite it. Okay. I sent the Neil Guy ribs I smoked New Year's to your phone. Oh, wow. Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Oh, wow, man. You got a good color, buddy. Look at that. Oh. Man, that's a big slab of ribs, dude. Big slab of ribs. Anybody else want to send a picture? I'll show it on here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just seeing the comments here that I posted on Facebook. Let me see if anybody else has a question here or wants to send a photo. Here, let's see here. Sounds about right. Even at 10, it doesn't fluctuate much, even with high winds. Correct. Very true. The only drawback is you do need to babysit the smoke box every 20 to 30 minutes. Other than that, it's been rock steady. Yeah. With me, it's been about, because I fill it up. For me, it's been about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I try to fill it up as much as I can. But I tell you what, man, once you get your bark set within the first 2.5 hours, you don't even need to put wood chunks anymore on the smoke box. You just allow the pellets to take over and finish off the bark, because once you get that hint of, like I said, yellow orange around the fat, this and that, you know you're going to have a really good bark. And you can do that within the first two hours. Pimp My Grill has some nice aftermarket shells, racks, etc. For this and other grills. Neat. So Rick James is saying it's a nice pellet grill. I had the auger spear pin snap on mine, but other than that, I have had no issues. Wow. Yeah. So the auger pin snap. Are you talking about the little butterfly valve or the actual auger inside the burn pot? Not too sure what, because sometimes it really matters how you're putting that deflector plate on for that butterfly valve not to get caught up, because sometimes, you know, that butterfly valve, it's a circle right there, that butterfly valve goes sideways and then gets caught underneath when you're trying to reopen it, and you can snap the pin off the tightener of the handle. Yeah, but yeah. How long have you owned yours there, Mike and Rick? I've owned mine a little over 3 years. I got it right right when it came out, so it's been good, man. It's been good. I just don't feature it as much in my channel anymore. Okay, the actual auger that feeds uh, the pellets to the burn pot. I get you. Wow, wow. Yeah. What else have I done on it? I've done burgers. I've done. Not too sure if I've done sausage. I can't remember. Yeah, but I've done 3 briskets on top. Um, what else? Maybe 2 pork butts. I'm talking about the same time, at the same time. Um, what else? That's about it. As for, you know, your normal cooks, I've done ribs, dino ribs, beef back ribs, pork ribs. Um, yeah, just what you would normally do on a pit. Mike's saying he's had it for about a year or so. Cool, man. Really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is, you know, it's not all stainless steel, just like I guess the main, you know, part that gets hot. You touch any part right here, it's going to burn your butt, man. It gets really hot here. Um, but yeah, all this other part is, I guess it's porcelain finished or whatnot. I don't know what this is. It has some type of finish. The grill, they're stainless steel. The 2 racks, or 3 racks. It has 2 slider racks on top, and then oh no, and the bottom ones are porcelain finish. I gotta take that back. Yeah. Yeah. What else? One thing I don't like about it is the hinges on the lid. On the lid, you can see the hinges. They're wide open. They're not even covered or anything. It looks kind of cheap, to be, you know, to be honest. But the interface is great, man. It works great. No need for updates. So I'm not really pissed about it. The app never working. For you guys, did you ever get the app to work? Yeah, Mike's saying I've done 4 pork butts, 2.5 trays of baked beans, and some room to spare. Neat, man. Yeah, that's one thing, man. You do the beans low and slow on this. I did some charro beans, cowboy beans, low and slow on this, and I used the first time I used the Bear Mountain Bold pellets. Man, those are my favorite right now. They're starting to be my favorite from Bear Mountain. It was before that gourmet blend, but the Bold, it's a mixture of mesquite and hickory. And man, for a pellet grill, it really gives some good flavor. But yeah, that's what I've been mainly using on the for pellets for this grill. Right now, I think I got the tailgating blend of Bear Mountain pellets. It's not as strong on smoke, I would say, but it's still good. It's a blend of oak, hickory. I can't remember. I have but like I said, the bold man, they're my go-to for real good smoke on this pellet grill. Anybody else have questions about the grill or want to share what they do on their grill? So real quick, I have the Camp Chef 36 here. Off to the back there, you'll see the Monument Grill. I want to say the 1450 BZ, which has the sear burner. Off to the right, it's a 4-burner grill. Off to the left of me is the Old Country Pecos barbecue pit. That was my first offset. Off to the right is the Masterbuilt 560. I bought it when that just came out. Then I have a Monument Grill griddle. Out there in the box that you see out here next to the interface, that's my, it's a foldable, but it's a Husky container. And I have all my wood pellets in there and my wood chunks and everything. Really cool place to have to store that stuff. It keeps it dry. And then of course this is the barbecue area that I'm working on now. The other barbecue area is about 20 to 25 feet off to my left. This is the backboard. There will be 2 walls back here as I continue to build, and then there'll be a neon sign right in the middle. So, little by little, between cooks, I work on it. But yeah, I didn't just move the Camp Chef out here. I'm thinking that out in the other barbecue area, I have my G2 uh, Old Country G2 smoker. I have the Old Country Vaquero Santa Maria grill, and then I have the G3 up to the east side of the grill. Then on the lower level of the barbecue area, there I have my old smoky 22-inch. I do have a gas one burner, a Kamado cattle, Kamado grill, Kamado Joe cattle. What else? I can't remember. Yeah, so I have smokers and grills on that side, this side, some under the patio, some inside my live room. I need to start getting rid of some. Yeah, but that's why I started doing these, or I want to start doing these smoke sessions where I feature one grill every Sunday. But yeah, that's just an idea. So Mike is saying was looking into the Camp Chef XXL Pro vertical just because of the smoke box, but reviews have it on the flimsy side. So I'll tell you what they're like. For me, I started with a vertical smoker. I think it was one of those electric smokers. I use it as a warm box now, as a food warmer, and I would get somewhat of a bark, but I don't know, man. It just wouldn't give me the same barky that of course, nothing is right when you compare it to an offset. But I just couldn't get an even bark all the time on the vertical. It just never worked out for me. So I soon moved away from that. So Sam here, Mike, reviews did not look promising. Same here, Mike. Yeah, reviews did not look promising. I mean, no lights tonight. No lights tonight. I don't know what you mean. So there's a real meat stick. He owns it. I have the XX Pro vertical as well. There you go. You know what? Let me put the invite here. If anybody wants to come on and talk about it, you're more than welcome. Uh, Dave, real meat stick. I think he has. That's one of the first smokers he got. I think, if I'm right. Yeah, same here. Bigger box would be great. I cut my own cherry chunks, so I try to keep them small. Wow, man, that's a lot of work to get them that small. Let me put the invite real quick. Anybody that wants to come on, feel free. Yeah, so let me see if I can for some reason I can't edit my lives here on my phone. No, doesn't let me. Yeah, but I put the invite up there if anybody wants to come up, come up on the panel. Yeah, let me feed another wood chunk in here if we need to. Let me see. Yeah, we do. There we go. And we do got a little bit of embers in there that's already burning, so that should get it ignited. Um, but yeah, like I said, I've had it for 3 years. No real issues with it, other than what I pointed out. The app. I never intended to really use the app anyway, but it never worked for me when I tried. And I tried maybe I've had it for 3 years. Like I said, I tried maybe a couple of months back. It didn't work. It didn't work. So yeah. And then I looked at the reviews about the app, and everybody said the same thing. They can't get it to connect. They, it never was worth the crap and whatnot. It's okay. I really didn't really care to. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it for the smoke box. Today is probably the second time I've used the probes. When I connected the probe today, and it could be because it was dirty. I did clean the little jack, and then I put it in. It gave me a reading of 30 degrees, and the pork butt had already been on there for like 2 hours, and then it just adjusted in maybe about an hour and a half ago, and it did give me the correct reading. It's at 157 right now. But yeah, we're going on a while that it's been on there. But like I said, I did lower the temperature earlier because I knew I was going to go live, and I wanted to make sure I'd still be cooking while I was live. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a pork butt. My idea, and you should see it on the next video. I'm doing the pork butt today, letting it rest overnight on the food warmer. Tomorrow I'll shred it up, and we're gonna do pulled pork Phillies. So let me know if you guys ever done that. I do have a little bit of ideas on what I'm going to use exactly for the Philly, but yeah, I'm doing pulled pork Phillies tomorrow. So Dave is saying both the Camp Chef Pro models are great for what they are. They're everyday guy cookers. There you go. So Mike is saying basically, I just want a vertical for smoking sausage, aka Polish kielbasa. Have a couple of Pit Boss verticals. They work, but not enough smoke for me. Get you. I think, like I said, my first smoker was a vertical one, and I think it was one that has it has the. Oh, I think it's that one. I got it right there. It's one of those I think it's a master built brand. They're called Smoke Hollow, and it has that glass window where you can see what you're smoking. I remember when I first got it, I was so happy. I put a chicken in there, a whole chicken, and put the wood chips on bottom. And this is just that kind of thing that you're all excited and you're drinking beer and you're watching it cook, that kind of thing. Yeah, well, good. Then maybe I'll give the XXL Pro another look for Easter session. Thank you for your input. There you go. Yeah, Dave has owned the vertical for quite some time. Maybe 2.5, going on 3 years, maybe two. Ain't that right, Dave? Yeah, he got it pretty much soon after I got my Camp Chef. So I'm pretty sure it's, if not 3 years, very close to 3 years. I think I got mine in October or November of 2022. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody else ran with the idea. I know that Sam's Club did offer a smoker. Sam's Club, yeah, it was a members mark, or what is it? What is the Sam's Club brand of pellet grill? I want to say members mark or whatever, and it did have a smoke box, but it looks real flimsy. Everything looks real flimsy. I want to say it sold for about 500, 550. I'm not too sure if they still sell it, and I never saw any reviews on it. And I thought about buying it just to do a review, but I never pulled the trigger. So if anybody's out there that have bought in one of those, let me know what you guys think. So Dave is saying the smoke box will produce a great amount of true wood flavor infused in your woods. To get an excellent bark, it takes consistent refueling with chunks. Yes, it does. And you can do that. You can do that within the first 2 hours. What I showed you, that picture I showed you, that was done within 2.5 hours. Um, so I don't think you can get any other pellet grill can give you a bark like that within that little time, man. Once again, I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, so Dave's saying about 3 years now. Yeah, I knew it was about that time. I wanted a vertical Pro XXL for that too, but I ended up finding a vertical offset, so I hung ribs a few times. But I will make sausage again. I want to use it the vertical. I see. And sausage, I tell you one thing, man. Sausage is great, but it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and more importantly, it's a lot of cleanup, man. It's a lot of cleanup. Starting to get really cool out here, temperature wise. Dave is saying the Woodwind 36 Pro is perfect for those wanting to smoke and grill, low and slow and hot and fast. Guggen is saying the XX is on sale, $500 right now. It's tempting, but a lot of negative reviews. Yeah. I don't know, man. Is the wood box as big, Dave, on the vertical as it is on the regular Camp Chef Woodwind Pro? I would say 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, maybe. Okay. 2.5 inches by 2.5. Can you throw this away, please? Thank you. 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches of a wood chunk is a good size for the smoke box. Maybe 3. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but it has to be pretty square for that to fit. And if you look at the bottom of the wood box, it has kind of like a roof design, I guess, so the fire can go up and it burns this way and that way. That's the bottom. So Dave is saying using the cold smoke function in Fridge Northeast is challenging in the winter. I bet it is. It's great in the spring and fall to cold smoke salmon, cheese, and meats. Both models have the same size wood box. There you go. So if you guys had any questions about that, there it is. It's answered. The smoke box is the same size on the Woodwind Pro and the vertical. And there is a 36-inch and then there's a 24-inch for the Woodwind Pro. This is a 36-inch. Uh, 157, 158. We're going really slow, but that's okay. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. Yeah. So, like I said, I covered the coal smoking using the fan only, and I think Mike said that he has coal smoke just using it at 160 or 180. He put some wood chunks and then use the burn pot to ignite the wood. I've done it the other way around. I've just used the fan and I've ignited the wood chunks and put it in there and let the fan keep the wood on. And that's a true coal smoke. You're not getting any real heat to cook your food. It's really, really good. Yeah, every 45 minutes, more or less, you can refill the smoke box. And if you really want a good bark early on, do it every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes. This is wood, Betty. So, so yeah, like I said, areas here on the edge of the lid where it's coated, they've kind of peeled off the little rubbery coat that it has. But I mean, that's to be expected. I've had it for a long time, and it getting heated and then cold, heated, cold. It's bound to happen. You know. Uh, but anyway, yeah. I don't think real meat stick saying hi to each other. I bought in there. That was from our last live about the meat cleaver. I don't know if it's $13.99 still. It was half price, but you guys could check if you like. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it that I can think off the top of my head about the Camp Chef. It's been good. It's been good, man. It's been okay. So we do have another picture here. Let's see here. Probably 10 years ago, if I'm right. Oh, look at that. That's a very round looking pork butt if it's not a pork butt. Oh, thanks there, Dave. That was yours there, right, Mike? And then we got some wings. Man, I think I can eat wings just about every day, man. I think most of us could do that as well, man. Yeah, wings are good. Oh, bone in ham. Bone in ham. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's something I've never done. I've just reheated it. I've never re-smoked it. Definitely want to do that. Another thing I want to do is do a big piece of bologna, you know, that big slab of bologna that you can buy, but I always get deterred, man, because I go there and I'll say, you know, how much is the, you know, the bologna here? And they'll say something like 30 something bucks. Then I'll walk over to the meat section and buy a tri-tip for 30 something bucks. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Do you want to do bologna or do you want to do a tri-tip? I'd rather do a tri-tip, you know, if it's the same price. But I'll get around to it, man. I don't know. Well, what do you guys buy those big slabs of bologna? What do they go for in your neck of the woods? It's more like 30 something, I think I want to say. And I rather buy beef, man. Especially right now that the prices are so high, man. If I can find something in the 40 $40 range, you know, I'll jump on it if it's a nice piece of meat, even if it's chuck roast, man. But it's getting hard. It's getting harder and harder, man, to find beef at good prices. Yeah. But yep. But yeah, man. The Camp Chef has been good, man. I hope they come out with a version 2 of it, or somehow get a new version of the same idea. I should say that the first smoke box handle, it was a little bit smaller than this one, and it broke, I guess, because of the heat. So I notified Camp Chef. They sent me a new one, but it did took about, I want to say, a month for it to come, a month and a half, and I could tell the new version from the old version. This was more reinforced, and ever since they send me that, I've had no issues. So I made wings for the Elks Lodge Friday evening, dry rub raw, cooked 300 degrees for 30 minutes, then deep fried them for 4 minutes. Sauced as each person's order: buffalo, barbecue, garlic, parmesan, and sweet chili. Nice, nice. So anybody tried the latest craze, you know, dipping the or marinating your chicken or your wings in pickle juice? Everybody seems to be doing that. And if not a pickle juice, maybe some type of uh, uh, pickle seasoning or pickle barbecue sauce. You could see that Best Made has some pickled barbecue sauce that they just put on. There's one's called Papa Griller. I tried that. It's kind of spicy. I tried it on chicken leg quarters on one of my videos, maybe 1 or 2 videos ago. But yeah, Best Made is coming out with some sauces that are pickled base. Nice smoked crispy wings. Yeah. Yeah. 159. We're going up slowly, but really slow. Anybody have the score on the Ravens in Pittsburgh? Ravens 10, Steelers 3. Oh, man. So the Texans play whoever wins from there. So I'm honestly hoping that the Steelers win, because that Lamar Jackson, man, from the Ravens, he's unpredictable, man. Yeah. So Cummings Power is saying, will the auger malfunction and cause the pellets to catch fire? I've never had that happen to me. And there's 2 other guys here that own Camp Chefs. Um, you guys chime in if you've ever had problems with the auger catching fire. And it's not I don't think it's at an angle, or it's not at a incline or a, you know, a rise. I think it's pretty straight, and I've never had it catch fire, man. I've never had it catch fire. The only problems I've had is like today I did 3 cooks on it and I didn't clean it, and I tried to connect the app. That could have been it, but the pellets never burned. So I disconnected the app. I opened up everything. I blew it out with the leaf blower, put everything back together again, turned it on, and it started burning the pellets. But that was my fault because I didn't clean the burn pot. I didn't dump the ash. Yeah, so that was my pot. It was accumulated in the burn pot. So what's going on, partner? You got lane 8 at 8 a.m. Oh, that's hilarious. Disregard. The newest Camp Chef edition is their 100-quart outdoor cooker. It's a tremendous boiler. With crawfish sessions approaching, it's a great time to get it set up. Wow, I didn't know that one. Cummings is saying, I'm trying out a Pit Boss, and it happened 4 hours in my cook. Wow. Anybody familiar with having fire going back into the auger? More than many times, it's because some grease is falling back into the auger, and then it gets hot and it turns a grease fire. It didn't get cleaned out before. I don't know how long you've had it, or you're buying it, or whatnot. But a lot of times when you have issues, it's because it's not cleaned out. That's been my experience, at least. These are links from the last live, so disregard those. But unless you want to buy it, I think that knife is still $8, the brisket knife. But yeah, that's been my experience. Usually, when you get some fire, grease fire, or the augers, it's because the pit needed some cleaning. If you don't get your pellets to ignite right away when you first turn it on, it's because it needs some cleaning. What else? What else? I've used all types of pellets brands on the Camp Chef, but I keep going back to Bear Mountain, and now even more so because I am one of their ambassadors. But before that, I did use other pellets, and like I said, I'd always go back to Bear Mountain, and I'm glad, eventually I got around to being ambassador. My 2 favorite pellet blends from them is the Gourmet blend and the Bold blend. The Bold blend is a mixture of mesquite and hickory. It has a real good smoky, rich flavor. And now when I go back to other blends, it's not enough smoke anymore. So yeah, I like the Bold blend. So for something like let's just say the Bold blend, that's a mesquite and hickory. You're using mesquite and hickory as your pellet. Then you can add a little bit more sweetness by putting some hickory wood chunks here, or even blend it with some apple in here. On the Gourmet blend, it's a mixture of oak. I want to say oak, hickory, and I want to say a fruit wood. So I'll go in here and I'll put a mild wood chunk when I'm using the Gourmet blend, and it would be either a cherry, or I'd put an apple once again, or sometimes even hickory. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. What kind of stuff are you using? No issues as far as the auger malfunction. Mike says, I've tried and vac out the bottom of the grill every 3 to 4 smokes. There you go. If you're using bad pellets like long or too much sawdust, there is a great chance of having an auger issue on any pellet cooker. There you go. That's good advice there, Dave. Bear Mountain makes a great pellet. Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking the pellets, it's almost like it's bogging the auger down and would make a loud knock. Okay. Maybe because something might like it's stuck, or like Dave's saying, a lot of powder. What's going on, Ted? Ted says hi to everybody. Pink winks. I also screen out my pellets to get the dust and small bits out. Save that stuff for the other uses. There you go. That takes some work though, Mike. When you screen out your pellets, then you're loading them up to like a bucket or something. Yeah, and I know some people that make their own blend. They'll get like a full bag of mesquite and mix it with something else, and they screen out the dust, and then they mix it all together. They'll put like a 60% mesquite with 40% post oak. Uh, if I got to make a blend, I would do that: a 60% mesquite with 40% post oak, or maybe even 70% mesquite, 30% post oak. A strong wood with a light wood, hickory with apple, pecan with cherry wood. Uh, just ideas. I really dig the smoking pellet, smoking pecan pellets. They are the great smoke flavor. Great smoke flavor. I agree there, Garrett. Gerardo. So Dave is saying the knocking sound is from the long pellets getting caught in your auger trying to snap them. Yeah, Mike says it takes some time, but I do mix. Oh, that's cool. What are your mixes there, Mike? What do you like to mix? So I do mix other woods to blend. That's pretty cool when you're total in control of the blend you're getting. You really don't know what the ratio is when you're buying, a pre-mixed blend already, right? They tell you, and you want to think that the first wood that's listed has the biggest percentage there, right? But we don't know if hickory is listed first, then it should have more of that in it, but we don't know, right? But you would know if you're mixing your own wood, you're mixing your own blends, which is it's fun, man, but it's time consuming. So we're at 161 with our pork butt. I probably will wrap around one. It already has a great bark. It already has a great bark. I can wrap already, but I just want that thing to be black, man. Blacker than black. It's almost there. Um, so I had the knock on my Rec Tech from Bad Pellets. Unfortunately, the Rec Tech does not have a pellet dump feature. That is one of the cons of me never buying a Rec Tech. I don't know why they don't have a dump feature. That's crazy. Um, it's easily it's feature too easily to clean it out and make the fix, but Camp Chef does, which is standard. Yeah, it is standard. So Mike is saying that I do an apple cherry oak, depends on what I have on hand. Yeah, definitely. And as you grow within your barbecue journey, you start realizing, hickory and apple go good on chicken, or they go good on pork, and you'll know that like that pecan and cherry go good on beef. I mean, but it's totally your taste, right? I'm just saying what I've experienced, personally. You'll find in your journey that some woods go better with some different types of protein, and you can even, uh, experiment with the ratios. Like I said, you can do you can do the, because pellet, we got to be honest, man. Pellet's not going to give you the smoke that a offset's going to give you, man. So you can go hard, you can go a high percentage on the more stronger woods, and then go just to add a little bit of sweetness, like add the apple to the hickory, add the cherry to the pecan, you know, and it's totally what you want to do, right? But these are just suggestions. I had my eye on the Ret Tech. Now I'm thinking about the Camp Chef. Man, I'll tell you one thing, man. That Ret Tech, that's a griddle, and then you can switch out the whole section and put a grill. That's tempting, dude. That's tempting. It's pricey too. it's pricey. What's going on, homie? How's it going? We're talking about the Camp Chef here, but we're also talking about other pellet grills. So the Camp Chef's back here. I'm doing a pork butt. I should spray it, man. Let me spray it one more time. Oh, we're at 163. Get yourself one of these pumpers. It has the mist. You just press this. It does a beautiful mist. I'm doing apple cider mixed with water. And I got the water pan in below catching the drippings and a little bit of that water that gets that falls off the pork butt. Let me show you the pork butt real quick. It's doing really good, man. It's letting a lot of heat escape, but I'm not in a hurry to finish it, man. I really not. Check out the man. It smells really good. These little bits of fat here taste like chicharron. And there goes the ghetto birds passing by with their loud music. You're in the valley when every 30 minutes you get a car passing by your house with that loud music. All right, let's see here. I am going to put another wood chunk in just a bit. All right. Let's see here. So Mike is saying, best thing I've learned over the years is keep a journal of your smokes, wood types, meat types, outdoor items, etc. Does help. Definitely does. Definitely does. I looked at the Ret Tech. The Camp Chef smoke box is what made my choice. We'll say a buddy has a Ret Tech and it does a great product. I prefer the extra smoke is all. Yeah, I agree. The Ret Tech is a great smoker. I love that all the stainless steel it uses in on most of their smokers. Well built. I can't say nothing bad besides no pellet dump. I just finished smoking 2 pork butts and some pork belly. Wow. On that pit boss that you were talking about, Cummings. Keep adding those wood chunks. The bark made is worth it. Yeah. It is. I'm not too sure if I have any more apple. This is my last apple chunk that I have out here. Here, I'll show you without trying to get burned. So you can see some of that ash that goes in there. And then back in. Woohoo! Let's see here. Guerrero, I recently ordered the Pellet Pro hopper from Smoke Daddy. I will be mounting it to my Big Tex Metalworks Backyard Mini 94-gallon to make a pellet offset combo. Wow, that's really cool. The Pellet Pro goes from 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 450 degrees. Really cool, man. Keep us posted, man. Keep us posted. And I'd like to add, maybe I should have said it earlier, if any of you all have a channel, feel free to plug in your channel, man. You're more than welcome to plug in your channel. Today, we're talking about the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. Next Sunday, smoke signals session, we'll talk about another smoker. Maybe we'll do the 560 Master Built. I haven't used that one forever. On the 560 Master Built, I like to use lump charcoal, and in between lump charcoal, I like to do wood chunks. So maybe we'll do a cook on that one, and I'll see what kind of blend of wood and charcoal we can use. And then in other videos or other smoking sessions or signal sessions, we'll do the offsets that we have out there. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think, man. Just go through my playlist and you'll see some of I have 30-something grills. So eventually I'll get around to all of them, maybe. But this one's an interesting one. I got to say, this one's an interesting one. I cannot wait to have the best of both worlds. Yeah, definitely. So there is a hybrid out there right now. I can't remember the name of it. Dave, if you remember it, somebody came out with, I think it was an Old Country that they fitted a pellet hopper and a burn pot to the firebox. It's out there. I don't know if it's called Trilogy Smokers or something like that. Trilogy. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, Dave, chime in if you remember. But there is a hybrid out there. So Dave Hernandez is saying we just bought a Ret Tech grill in our store, Al. Oh man, which one did you get there, Dave? Let me know. I'll go look at it. You guys are getting some good equipment, man. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta go pee. It's my first pee. I'll be right. That's the beauty of being outside. I have a restroom right there. It's awesome. Let's see here. I'm trying to edit the. It's not letting me. I guess I'm gonna have to get my monetization after the fact of. I wasn't able to edit my monetization on the live for some reason. But I'll do it after the fact. Hopefully, it'll be like the last live stream that we did we got views after the live, and it's a good subject. I think that we might. Um, Dave's saying that Pellet Pro is a great addition to your offset. It will give you time to sleep. Yeah, that's. I got to check it out. I haven't seen. What's it running for, Dave? The price on it. Yep, on the Pit Boss I'm trying out. I see. Guerrero and insurance when I have had too much wild turkey. Yeah. Sometimes that happens, man. You get too drunk and you forget you just say fuck it. I'm drunk. I'll leave it on the pit and you go to sleep. Only the squirrel. I'm smoking 2 racks of spare ribs on my Camp Chef Woodwind Pro tomorrow. Woodwind 36 tomorrow. Thinking of pecan pellets and apple and cherry chunks. There you go. So you're mixing those 2 pellets together, or is that a blend? You already have the pellet, the pecan with the apple, only the squirrel. And cherry. I like cherry with pecan. Definitely, the cherry gives a great color to any protein you're smoking. The cherry on top for color, man. Definitely. So I need to start making barbecue videos. Yeah, man. When you, I'll tell you what, man. When you're smoking and take pictures and all that, and you're making barbecue and stuff, it's great, man. It's a lot of fun, and that's the way I started. I would take pictures and post on Facebook and this and that and Snap. Then I said, man, maybe I can, you know, take it up a notch. And I started doing a little bit of videos. That's when the videos kind of slow down your, I wouldn't say progress. It just makes it a little bit tougher when you're smoking meats and because you have to get the camera the right angle and whatnot, the right lighting and whatnot. It's a lot tougher than what it seems. When you see a video, you see person makes it look effortlessly. It's not. It's not. It takes some time. Thanks there, Ted. Ted just became a member. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support, man. Really do. Plan on making Brunswick stew and South Carolina hash out of the butts. Nice. I tell you what, Cummings, on Tuesday, I think we're going live. We do giveaways every Tuesday. Well, not every Tuesday, but just about every Tuesday. We do live streams and we do giveaways. Basically, you send us a picture of your cook or anything you want to send, your new motorcycle, your new truck, whatever. And you send it to the email that's scrolling on the screen below on Tuesday nights. You get entered to a chance to win whatever we're giving away that one night. So let us know how that turns out. Maybe you can send us a picture and you'll be entered in the giveaway. That's Tuesday nights, most Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, Central Standard Time. So David's saying, do you have a gravity fed smoker, Al? Yes, I do. I have the Masterbuilt 560. And hopefully in time, if I ever get my butt to Laredo, I'll go buy a gravity fed Old Country barbecue pit. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. So right now at the old barbecue shack, it's all Old Country barbecue pits on that area. So if I do get that gravity smoker, I'll go out that way. So Edwards is saying, I have the 560 and use lump and briquettes. Yeah, I do the same, but I like to use the lumps a little bit more because it offers that space in between. And then I'll put the wood chunks in between the lump. And my favorite is, it's like the way I run my offsets, mesquite-based lump charcoal, and then I'll put post oak in between. That's the killer combo for me, man. And that's a typical Texas taste, dude. Mesquite with post oak. It's beauty. Beauty. Yeah, Edward's just saying Trinity Smokers. There you go. I thought it was that. Lone Star Grills has the El Fuego 2 fire smoker now. I've seen that. I've heard of the name. I know somebody did a video on it not too long ago, maybe last week. I want to check it out. Lone Star Grills they make great products. Maybe one of these days we'll get to have them on the channel when I save enough money. Let's see, get rid of the fantastic +3 fire smoker now. Okay. Yeah, so David's saying Lone Star Grills does have a hybrid as well. So the hybrids are the pellet smokers with an offset. What's that one that uses both? You can use pellet and charcoal. That Pit Boss makes. It's the Phoenix. Anybody have that grill that's in the chat? Let us know, man. Let us know how you like it, how it works. I've seen. I think Tom Horseman has used charcoal and pellets at the same time. That's pretty cool, man. You got to admit that's awesome. It's an awesome idea. So Dave said they have the RutTech 800 at the store. Let me see which one that one is. And the Deck Boss. Oh shit! I think the Deck Box is the one I like. RutTech Deck Boss. Oh, maybe not. Oh, the Deck Boss 800. Okay. Is that the one that has interchangeable? I don't know. Not too sure. So that one holds temperatures from 180 to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty high, man. That's more than your standard usual 450 or 500 degrees Fahrenheit that regular pellet smokers run. And then they have the bullseye that runs 1,000 degrees, up to 1,000. Ain't that something, man? That's crazy. Really cool, man. So Dave is saying the next large smoker will be an Argentinian with a Santa Maria. Oh yeah, now you're talking. You're gonna get a Tagwood, or what are you thinking of getting there, Dave? With a bracero, man. Get one with a bracero. That's the shitsnits, man. Yeah, on live streams you get to edit it after the fact. Pellet Pro Elite Hopper setup is $650. Wow. That's the price of a grill. So Edwards is saying, I'll put a split or two in the hopper in the corner, fill lump or briquettes. It depends on the cook. If I'm doing something under 5 to 6 hours, lump any longer than brisket. 5 to 6 hours is lump any longer than briquettes. Okay. Yeah, so I did the same. I put a log on the 560 gravity smoke. I'll put it on the side, and then I'll load it up with with the lump charcoal. But what I see happens when you do that is the split will carbonize eventually when you put it off to the side, and you'll stop getting the full smoke flavor. It'll start emitting smoke once it carbonizes all, it won't emit the same smoke. So that's why I like the wood chunks, because the smoke, then the lump, then more smoke with the other piece. That's why I like the chunks. Now I did one time. I did a stupid thing. I did two splits off to the side, one here and one there, and then I filled it up with lump charcoal. So the hopper square, right? I put two lumps. I put two splits right here, and then I put a whole bunch of lump charcoal, and it burned. Right, it burned. When I tasted the meat, I fucking over smoked the meat, man. It was fucking smoky, man. So yes, on a gravity fed, you can over smoke the meat, like over smoke, man. Ugh. I usually put a split of pecan or post oak on my 22-inch Weber kettle, along with the charcoal. So technically, it's a dual fire charcoal split burner. Yeah, definitely. You can only get away with doing that, or maybe that's just my preference, right? But when you do kelp dry wood, you're using post oak and you're doing it as a barrier. You can use it as a divider, and then you put your wood chunk. I'm sorry, your wood split off to the left side of the grill, and then you put your charcoal. You're using it sort of like a charcoal divider. If it's kiln dried wood, you're going to be okay, right? It's not as pungent of a flavor as seasoned wood. If you do a seasoned wood split there, then you put your charcoal over smoke, dude. Seasoned wood is much more pungent. It's much more pungent. At least for my preference or my taste buds, it's just too much. It's just too much. Especially on a Weber kettle, it's such a small area. Yeah, you're gonna blast that protein with smoke. Al, if you do not have a cabinet smoker, the LSG30 cabinet smoker would be a great addition to your arsenal. Stick burner or pellet. I've been looking at that one there, bud. I've looked at that one. It looks awesome, man. It's just a little bit beyond my reach right now, price wise. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I've that's one I've been looking at, definitely. I love to have a good offset, but starting prices start at 3K. Yeah, yeah, they're pricey, man. They're pricey. The last offset I bought was the G2, and delivered and all that. It was almost 2K, man. It's a great, man. I love that offset. Well built and everything, but it's a little bit on the smaller side. It's a great backyarder. The G3, lots of room, lots of room. Uh, but that was sent to me by Old Country, and that one's going for 3K without it being shipped. Shipped, it goes for 4K. So great smoker. I love it. Now when I use my Pecos grill compared to the G2 or the G3, I'm struggling to keep that fire stable temps and stuff. Those other G2 and G3, they work like a dream, man. They work like a dream. This one's so inefficient. It runs through wood like crazy, man. I have to get boxes of wood and this and that to run the Pecos, but the G2 and G3, man, dream. It's a dream. Yes, with the Bracero, the Argentinian cooker weighs 1,200 pounds. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so the Old Country Wrangler or the Pecos is a great starting point under $1,000. Yes, it is. I totally agree. I totally agree. That was my first offset, the Pecos, and it has been one of their top sellers in the Old Country arsenal. I know that the Vaquero is Believe it or not, you don't see too many videos out there, but the Vaquero is one of their top sellers as well, the Santa Maria grill. So Dave is saying, on my Weber kettle, I just sprinkled Traeger pellets every now and then for smoke. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I remember you mentioning that, Dave. So Dave, uh, on his Weber kettle, he'll have some meat cooking or whatnot. He'll dip his hand in a bag of pellets and just throw it into the fire and close the top, add a little bit of smoke flavor. Keep cooking. 30 minutes later, does the same thing again, It gives you that little hints of smoke. Great way, great tip there, Dave. So my starter offset died. My Firebooks rusted out. What kind was it there, Cummings? I know a lot of people that start with the char griller. I think the char grillers or the old Oklahoma Joes. I remember when I visited Nick, the owner of Destination Smokehouse over there in California. He still has his char grillers there. They're next to the business, and those were the first he used to start selling barbecue. And ain't that something? That's crazy. So Demus is saying, I wish I had a Pit Boss Phoenix. So Demus, I don't think it wasn't too far along ago, maybe 3-4 months ago, when Walmart started getting rid of their pits because of the winter months. They had the Phoenix Boss, the Pit Boss Phoenix, going for $100. Some places 150. Some places as cheap as $75. And it was when I posted that Walmart was having a clearance on pits. I looked for it everywhere, man, and I couldn't find it, man. I wanted that grill. So I'm with you there, Demus. So Cummings is saying cheap Academy sports offset around 120. Okay, I get you. Yeah, man, and those are so hard to maintain a stable temperature. I know what you're coming from, man. I know what you're coming from, Cummings. I mean, even the Pecos, it's a great starter pit, but man, to maintain a stable temperature, it would fluctuate maybe 50 degrees, 60 degrees, like big time for me. But on the G2 and on the G3, that thing runs like a dream. I can't say it enough. But then you want to take it easy, you get one of these pellet smokers, and then you think you're a badass when you're feeding it wood. You're like, yeah, I feed it wood. But it's not the same. It's not the same. But it's the closest thing you can get without doing the extreme effort of running an offset. Guggen's saying, I'll never buy a Pit Boss again. What up, POS? I've never owned a Pit Boss. I know people that have. And I know people that are sponsored by them and don't think too much of them. But we won't get into that, right? We won't get into that. Let's see here. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's been great, man. The last 3 years using the Camp Chef, I can't say enough about it, man. The app is crap. Never connected Wi-Fi, never updated the firmware, but that's not what I wanted it for. I wanted it for the smoke box. It's been a solid choice. Man, it's got me through so many cooks. I've sold brisket, cooking on this thing. Um, Excellent choice, man. If there's any gripes to say about it, I would say that the hinges, like I said, on the door lid, they look a little bit cheap, but they've held up. Maybe a little bit, the lip around the inner lid of the pit, a little bit of it's coming undone, but not too bad. It still has a good seal. The smoke box, like I said, the handle messed up. Within the first year and a half. I want to say first year. They sent me a replacement. The replacement was a version 2 of it, much stronger, fit better. Never had problems afterwards. The hopper fits 20 pounds plus. The legs are very stable, easy to clean, has a pellet dump. Love using the smoke box. And yeah, man, it's been a great smoker, man. I'm cooking on it now, almost at 170 degrees. The pork butt. Tomorrow we're making pulled pork Phillies. It's good. Life is good, man. Not in a hurry anymore for my cooks like I was before. Now I got all the time in the world. Let's see here. So Guggen's saying, "What are you getting sponsored by? When are you getting sponsored by LSG? The Fuego Trio looks sick. They make a lot of good products, man. Like I said, you never can predict these things. You know, the LSG is a great product, man. That's all I got to say." So Dave is saying, I did some upgrades to my WW36 Pro using the rack system from Pimp My Grill and also their stainless folding front shelf. Oh, okay. So the front shelf, there's a front shelf here that goes and it's foldable, or so the Woodwind Pro, how would it not affect the smoke box? It'd be kind of hard to get in there if it had a foldable front shelf. But yeah. Yeah, it's great, man. The handle's solid. Yeah, really cool. Oh, you can hear something just cracked. It's cracking one of those pellets. But no problem. It's still, I got it set at 240 degrees and the actual temperature is 241, 1 degrees off. And I have the smoke setting at 10. It runs great, man. This is 3 years in, no firmware updates. It's just running as is. Excellent product, man. So Dave's saying, yes, it's foldable and raises up to get to the smoke box. I get you. Oh, it lifts up to have access to the smoke box. Really cool. Nice. Well, I think that's about it, man. I've been on for about almost 2 hours, an hour and 45 minutes. Anybody want to jump on and plug in their channel or just talk for a little while longer? I'll be on for about 15 minutes. I'll put the oh, I almost ended the stream. I'll put the link up there for a little while longer. I'll stay on for a little bit more, and then so real quick, guys, if you don't know, I am on MSN and the Bing browser, default browser, MSN and Bing. Did I say that? And the Microsoft Edge. So that is my profile there. I'd appreciate if you add my channel. Helps me out, get more exposure. And what we'll do again these smoke signal sessions next Sunday. Maybe like I said, I'll do the Master Built 560, or maybe we'll do one of the offsets. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. The Basement Hangout Grilling has been doing a head-to-head with Camp Chef versus Weber Searwood. I have been enjoying their content thoroughly. Great, man. I think I did see that thumbnail. And Weber, the Searwood, it looks like a great pit, man. A great smoker. I did some upgrades to my Woodwind Pro 36 using the rack system for Pimp My Grills, and also they're staying. Okay, I already read that. Let's see here. Yes, it's foldable. Let's see here. Catching up. Oh, okay, I caught up. Yeah, if anybody wants to jump on before we call it quits tonight, let me know, or just jump on. I'll have you on for a little bit. Anybody wants to plug in their channel, go ahead and put the link in the chat, and you all subscribe to each other. I think that we might do the Master Built next week, only because I haven't burned it for like 6 or 7, no, closer to a year, almost a year, if not a year. And I need to cycle through all my pits to keep them. You know, when I cycle through them, that's the time I clean them. And so just to get them cleaned. I haven't even cleaned this one, but well, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah. But yeah, any other comments about the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro? Anybody's done maybe like a hog head in there, or cow head? Done some barbacoa. I've done some barbacoa. I've done some beef cheeks on here. What else have I done? I can't. It doesn't come to mind besides doing pork butt and brisket, hamburgers, sausage, beef cheeks. I've thought about doing a pork head, but I haven't done it yet. And I was gonna do a cow head, but now they're more. Oh shit! Hold on, real quick, guys. There's a truck right here. I don't know if he sees all the lights or what. Hold on.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Anyway, they're just collecting some of the stuff out in the alleyway. So Cummings is saying he's done venison leg. So I'm not really a hunter, so I haven't done any wild boar or anything like that, but I'd love to. Front shelf is great, nice and solid. They cut out for my beer can. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're gonna call it, man. I get people showing up here right next to my live. Kind of weird. Yeah, I think I'll go see football. Yeah, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It was fun. Nice talking about pits and smokers and whatnot. And I love the input that you guys were giving tonight. Really cool. I mean, it's a pastime that we have, right? And it's great to learn from each other, and hopefully we'll do it again Sunday. We'll talk about the master built. Maybe I'll have something cooking then. Maybe we'll do some ribs, beef back ribs or something. I don't know. We'll see what we do, man. You guys give me some ideas. Put them in the comments after the live, and maybe we'll take suggestions and run with the idea. But anyway, I've been on almost 2 hours. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Um, we'll do it again next week, man. Let us know what we should do, man. Should we do an offset? Should we do the Masterbuilt 560? Should we do a griddle? Should we do even a propane grill, man? Should we do a burner? Do some tripas on a what is it? A disco? A disco? A discada? I don't know. What do you guys think, man? What kind of protein should we make, man? Let me know. Give me some ideas. But until next time, man, you guys take care of yourselves and each other, and leave the suggestions in the chat, man, or in the comments below. Appreciate you guys hanging out.